Hello, everybody. Welcome back to episode 2, Monkey Brains Podcast. Why are you singing? My name is Amber.
Jeb.
Oh yeah, I'm here. I'm totally here. Like spiritually. Don't ask me about anything else.
River.
Next.
Wait, I thought he was going to say his name. All right, whatever. I'm all confused now.
We're so organized.
Great, good second episode, guys. We're off to a great start. I'm River,
And I'm Soul underscore.
Mr. Brainrod himself.
everyone's here. We're all monkey brains around here.
We're monkeying around, and this is the second episode where we originally had plans to have a guest, but unfortunately, due to circumstances that could not be controlled, they were unable to appear for this episode. Hopefully, we can get them on for next episode. Isn't that right, guys?
Yeah. We will try our best to have a guest next time. For this time, it's just us wackos.
Yeah, the
All of us are made up.
wackos. We do crack. Very much.
Much, a lot.
We smoke
I
weed.
do not. No, I do not condone this sort of behavior amongst my fellow
River
monkeys.
likes to do the
Oh,
most.
but
River
I
likes
bet
to
you
do
would
the
be
most.
fine if we said we drink
Yeah.
alcohol, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I bet.
Because then I wouldn't be able to judge because that's exactly what I do.
You should stop drinking alcohol and consider switching to drinking pure raw sugar.
Yeah, like sugar cane. Get a sugar cane
Milk?
and squeeze it.
Yeah, melt
know?
sugar in a cup and drink that.
Oh, that's like the
Suck on its
speedrun of
nipple.
diabetes. That's like the diabetes form.
Like a new type of diabetes. You're like,
Yeah.
you have to like intake
It's
5
we'll
amounts
we'll
of
name
sugar.
it after you, the discoverer, River Beaties.
Once again,
Diabetes
throwing me under the bus for your discoveries. All right.
Diabetes type
Hey,
R.
I mean, like that happens with the animals too, where like a famous person they discover, or like a famous a researcher, they find like a new animal or like a new bug type, and then they name the scientific name of it like a part of their name. So you could be like, so it could be like
No
diabetes, like diabetes river. Yeah.
No, diabetes river.
This reminds me of the Sonic Hedgehog gene or whatever it's called.
Sonic Hedgehog. Geez.
Yeah, it's like some sort of thing that like I don't know causes cancer or something.
So gotta go fast. Oh, you're dying. Oh,
My quills are falling
you're
out.
done.
That's no good.
Oh my gosh.
You have cancer, and well, that's no good.
That reminds me of
Unironically,
You're too slow.
Jem has a really good like Sonic the Hedgehog voice.
No, I don't. No, I don't.
Yeah, you do.
That's not true.
Is it like the regular Sonic or like Sonic Boom?
There's a lot of types.
He does I think.
Is it
Gem make-
every other Sonic or Sonic Boom Sonic?
Or is it like Sonic from like Sonic versus Sonic X Shrek?
What?
Is it Sonic from the comics voice?
Yeah. You know, that famous voice actor that voice acted him all of Archie comics.
Yeah. Do an impression. It's just like folding paper noises.
We just insert just some speech bubbles appear above his Discord icon.
Yeah. Hey, River, you wanted to say something, right?
I was just gonna say, I think Jem makes a really good like Sonic Adventure 2 battle version of Sonic. Like,
Oh,
My
man,
goodness.
cool. I don't think I do, but cool. Anyway, I wanted to give a story right now
Ooh.
before we began the podcast.
Yes.
You know, I'm like doing my college homework. I'm like, okay, I gotta get assignment, and then I start doing my. It's for one of my classes. It's for my class. I'm like
Mhm.
reading along, and then next moment, slouched over my chair, sleeping, like foaming at the mouth, sleeping that good. And then I wake up and then I move myself from my chair
Oh,
to my
thank
bed,
you.
and then that's where I'm like sleeping like an angel,
Yo.
getting my rejuvenating sleep at the middle of the day, and then I start feeling my phone on my shoulder, and guess who it is?
Oh.
Mister. I don't like sleep soul over here, paying me over 65.
Okay, to be
Feeling like-
fair, wait, hold
Feeling
on. To be
like
fair,
I felt like I had phone ringing from somebody, but wait, no, it wasn't even ringing because the pinging was non. I felt like something was going on with my phone. I felt like
So
it was gonna explode.
officially in episode 1, Soul did that to River, and in episode 2, Soul did that to you.
look. All I'm gonna say.
So, are we
is
gonna
I
get
didn't
in
do it
episode
to you
3?
as much as I did it to River?
Are we going to get episode 3 following Soul now pinging Amber 1,000 times?
You're lucky. You're lucky. I've not signed into my main account on my phone. You don't get to do that to me. I have protection. I have a phone
It's just
condom.
like.
Oh, that doesn't sit right. with me
Vibrating
for some
from
reason,
happening.
but all right.
And then the 4th episode, I'm pinging myself.
For the 4th episode, you're just going like, Soul, wake up, Soul.
Soul.
And that's no, it's just like sends message with mind.
My fucking DM. Oh my.
No, episode 3, and then episode
Mhm.
episode 5 is we're just all gonna be pinging each other. We're going to go into the group chat and just go at everyone.
And then on your
Ping
end,
for all.
the audio is just like ding 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 ding. Oh my goodness, that would be the best like ongoing joke. And then we don't ping until like the finale. Which begs the question, when is the finale going to happen?
Never. You're locked
Never.
into this podcast until you die.
That is awesome. That is a sick idea.
I forgot to
I'm gonna
mention the
die.
soul binding contract that I had you all sign when we started this.
I'm sorry. Was I
Soul binding.
sober and or conscious for this conversation?
No.
Or
You were-
okay.
None of you
Oh.
were. I made you all sign it with my mind.
We were dragged out.
I drugged you and I made you sign it against your will.
You forged our fucking signatures with your telekinesis powers.
So now all your souls are indebted to the Monkey Brains podcast.
We're a Monkey
You've now
Brains.
signed yourselves as a Monkey Brain for life. This is an irreversible process. I
And at the very bottom of the contract.
I hope you all understand. However, it does not matter if you do or do not.
And at the very bottom of the contract, it just says, "Till death do us, manana."
Memento
So-
monkey.
Momentum monkey.
That's the chant that we do whenever we start a podcast to initiate this ritual.
Ooh, ooh, ah, ooh, ooh, ah.
D-A, monkey. It's Chunky.
Monkey
He's dead.
brains. Monkey brains.
Sounds horrible.
Oh,
Or it'd have to
I
be
can't wait to
MB. Monkey brains.
I can't wait to have Donkey Kong
I
as
was
our
gonna make
guest.
the MB joke. MB.
So who
Monkey
gets the tie with MB written on it?
Oh, I do, because not only did you assholes sign me up to be, the mascot of the Monkey
Oh, yeah,
Brains
that's true.
podcast,
Yeah.
I was the one who came up with the idea
We
for the
need a-
podcast.
We need
so-
a picture. So what we need is a picture of you in like a DK Halloween costume with like MK written on a sheet of paper taped over the tie.
And then all the rest of us have to be dressed up as bananas and follow you around.
Reminds me, you know that video of like banana slips on a person, or it's the guy in the banana suit that like walks forward and then steps on the guy and slips.
I remember that video. That shit
Or
was
you guys
so.
could just be like dressed
Mhm.
up as other members of the DK crew. Soul would be Diddy Kong for sure.
Yeah, I wear the fucking little cap and the fucking monkey tail and everything.
Hmm.
Who would I be?
You are. I'm thinking you're Dixie Kong.
Yeah.
And
Who am I? Am I
Je-
crazy?
yeah, what about Jeff?
Oh,
Am
that's
I
easy. He's
crazy?
Crazy Kong.
Crazy
What's that
Kong?
one?
Actually, wait, no, he's Funky Kong.
Funky Kong.
Ah, there we go. I thought it was gonna be Cranky Kong.
no. River would if River wasn't
River's
the
Cranky
mascot, she
Kong.
would be Cranky Kong. She's the oldest.
Exactly.
That's so true.
No.
Or
And-
no,
and-
it would have to be Wrinkly Kong
Yeah.
because Wrinkly Kong is dead.
Oh my gosh! I think
Oh,
that I think Cranky Kong, because if you ping her enough times, she will get very upset. With enough pings, she can be
Summoning me
Cranky
from the
Kong.
afterlife.
Oh my god.
I'm reminded
Okay,
of the stupid meme that's like, DK, Chunky's dead.
Oh, that one's a classic.
What the monkey?
Classic.
And then there's Chucky. He's dead.
He's dead.
He dead. Jim! Tell us what you were going to bestow upon
Okay,
us. Your
That
wisdom.
was. Here's a cool like beginning story. You guys should
Mhm.
tell all got your usernames.
That-
I.
Oh, my username is a statistical wonder.
Yeah. Okay. You River, you begin. Tell us.
Yeah,
Tell us.
yeah. You go first.
Spill the
Really?
beans.
You go
Okay.
first, you monkey.
Well,
brain.
Why are you named after a body of water? Tell us.
Yeah.
I this is my third like official username. My first official username was Classy Neon 33, and that was my old Xbox username.
How edgy.
And then
Bet you
when
thought you were cool as shit with that name.
I mean, you know what? I mean, freaking 13-year-old me, absolutely thought it was like the
I'm
coolest name
13
ever.
and this is awesome.
I'm 13 and this is relatable.
I turned 8 today.
I turned 8 today.
Guys, it's my 9th birthday. Do you want to come to my party?
It'll be Spider-Man themed.
I turned 8 today. Bottom text. So I had Classy Neon 33, which was my old Xbox username. And then when I started getting into Discord, and well, not just Discord, but when I started getting into social media, I actually no, sorry, I had 4 usernames, and then I had Acoustic Calibri. That's a mouthful. That was my username for pretty much everything.
Let me
And then I
guess.
had
Tomato C.
when I started making an appearance, I guess, online, when I started making a name for myself online, I realized, yeah, this isn't working. I need a better name. So then I took my middle name, Marcus, and then that's when I made Mark Fundio.
Oh,
And that was my username for like the longest time.
Whoa.
That's how I met you guys, actually, was under that username, Mark Fundio.
I
Remember,
do remember that. I have you on
That's how-
recording with that name.
that's how you say it? I thought it was Mark Fundio.
I always pronounced it Mark Fundio.
Yeah. I didn't know it was Mark Fundio.
Like the Minecraft YouTuber Fundy.
Oh.
Mark Fundy's
Well,
nuts.
it could have been pronounced one of 2 days, Mark Fundio or Mark Fundio, which is
Fundio.
how Soul pronounces it. And then,
And now
of
you're
course,
River.
that's when I started making the transition
The change.
and the change, the journey of self-discovery, and then I needed a new username, and I didn't really have a whole lot of people to run it by when I first started like putting the name together, and so I went up to Miko and I said, "Hey, I need like suggestions for the name, and I kind of made the offhanded comment of like, this is a new era of river, and I was like, hey, Lagos in Spanish means river,
You know,
Lagosera, and I put the two together, and I was like, I could work with that. Like,
Oh,
no.
that way it's called Lagos Era. Oh, I never caught on to that. What?
That's actually kind of nuts. That's nutty.
and so, and then Miko, of course, made a funny comment, something along the lines of like, kind of reminds me of the Spanish term la grosera, which means rude, but I mean, which is also kind of funny considering I'm kind of a dick. So it all worked out nicely. La Grosera, and yeah, I rolled with it. I was like, I can make this work. I'm gonna like set this one in stone.
That's
So
pretty. Dang, I didn't even.
Oh.
Well, the it sounds close to the Spanish word, but it's not exactly it. But you'll
Mhm.
which makes sense. But I didn't know. I never caught on to that. That's cool.
A lot of layers to your name, and I actually think that that is very insightful. Thank you for
Yeah.
sharing with the class.
I
Yeah.
did not know that. I thought my username was pretty self-explanatory considering uh, the first half of it, Lagos, was river. I thought
Right.
with
I never
Jem
caught on to
being
that.
a Spanish speaker, I figured he would have caught on to that pretty
I
fast.
never
But
caught on to that. No. I thought it was random
You
words
see, Gem, I
put
thought you
together.
would be more intelligent.
Yeah.
I thought you'd be more
But
ethnic.
hey, that's why I'm a monk. That's what you. That's why I'm a monkey brain. You already know.
That's so true, so true.
For true. I
Spit
don't
your
even know
facts,
that.
my guy.
I don't even know that. I'm a Spanish speaker,
All right.
kind of
So
have.
share
Yeah.
with the class.
Why are
So
you Soul?
I will share with you why I'm soul. So, listen, little birds, I shall feed you.
What?
So my so I originally had made a username before Soul, and it was based around the word piglet. But I was really stupid as a kid, so what I did was I added an extra E because I thought that's how you would spell it, Pigelet instead of Piglet. And with different games, I would just change the numbers between 1 1 to 2 4 5 to 1 2 4 5 or what have you. Like very simple like number patterns. While I did this, and that is basically that was my whole like internet alias until like I started going into Discord. Um, I would say because I joined in 2016, so I would say a little bit less than like a little bit less than like 7 years ago when I first joined Discord. I started messing around with other names, and I had a bunch of them because I was in this public speaking server, and basically the entire thing was just you went. For me, it was like different shticks called for different names, and I just kept switching back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, including being different variants of Mister What Color Screen Guy. I had Mr. Blue Screen Guy, Mr. Green Screen Guy, Mr. Red Screen Guy, Mr. Yellow Screen Guy. Just like and I did all these like changes, and I didn't have a set in stone name until I came across Soul. And basically, it was Halloween or like around the Halloween time, and I did it was after my alias of Mr. Skellyman. I chose Spooky Soul, and then I just had Soul, which was like plain. And I was starting to like the idea of having Soul as my online alias, and I kept going on ever since. And even like a good like almost 2 years, no, like I would say like 1.5 years ago, I completely dropped the name Piglet from representing who I was online, and I completely stuck to Soul, and even having a music channel now under the name Soulified Music, which I feel I'm gonna be using the word soulified for a lot more than just music, if I ever get around to it. But that's basically my journey to being Soul. It's a more refined, a more mature name than Piglet, which is fucking misspelt. So that's just my story.
Hmm.
Sweet.
I did not know your name was Spooky Soul at one moment.
It,
This
I
it
is
would
I
have been
learned a
way.
lot
It
of
would have been way
information.
scarier.
It,
yeah.
it would have been way scarier. The thing about Soul is that I've known him for what, 2.5, almost 3 years now. Is that right?
I think it was more like a little bit less than 2 years.
Mm. Um, the thing about you is that I've known you for what feels like a long time, and I am learning all of this new information about how your name came to be, and
Mm-hmm.
that's I don't know how to explain this other than that's just like it's so cool to me. I like it's so cool, and I don't know how to explain that.
I thought you were gonna be like, I'm like distraught. Go back to Piglet.
Oh
This
no,
new name
God no.
sucks.
Now that I know the context.
Why did you change it? It was better before. I'm suing you.
Even
I just
Spooky
like
Soul
start
was
throwing up.
alright.
I like
God,
throw
I
my
hate.
phone across the room, like, why did you change it?
Soul, you. I
No.
can't believe you updated your end user license agreement, Soul.
User license agreement.
I can't believe you decided to change your name online because of preference. God, it makes me so angry when you exercise your right to be free. Grr. But that is my
The
story, yeah.
only time you get to be free is under my watch.
I always thought you were gonna be like something like under my ass.
Uh,
uh,
but yeah, that's just how I got my name. I have finished.
All right,
So,
I will go next then, I
yep,
suppose.
yours.
So I started with the name. I was coming up with a name for like my first ever online name. I just needed something, uh, and I came up with the name just Hologram 165, which is
Mm-hmm.
still what at least on like really old. I had it for a while. At least on like really old accounts, that's what my username still is on things that I don't
Mm-hmm.
use anymore. But
Wow.
that was what it was for a while, and then I kind of started to at some point was like, you know, uh, I just don't, I, I, I just don't really like it as much anymore. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
so so I was like, I wanna change it, but I had no idea what to change it to. Um, so if for a while it was just that, and then at some point I think I changed it to. Uh, I remember the context of why I did. So there at the time I was playing. I was on like a Minecraft server with one of my former friends, and I thought like, hey, maybe I could pull a pull a prank on them and rename my Minecraft account to something else and make it seem like I was like a different person. And so what I did was I changed my skin to be a robot and called it just like model underscore bunch of random mess of numbers. Um, and then
Mm-hmm.
eventually I kind of adopted that name uh to as a replacement, but I didn't really like the name anyway, so that didn't stick for especially long. Um, I changed it a
Mm-hmm.
bit. At one point I got rid of the letters. At another point I added, or not the letters, the numbers. I got rid of the
Mm-hmm.
numbers and just did model underscore. At some point I added the 165 from my old username to the end. Um, that never stuck until I was thinking of a new name, and I came up with. So at the time, I wanted to. I had the average dream of most kids my age to. I want to start a YouTube channel someday.
Ah,
uh, so
uh,
and I thought like what I was thinking of doing was going into like something like commentary based, like maybe like game reviews or something. And and the so I decided to take two words and just kind of mash them together to make
mhm,
what my to make a username, and two words that related to that. Basically, I chose umbrage and abrasive or abrasion and smashed those together to get umbrasion, which is what
mm,
my current username is. And that's where it came from. It sounded cool. It's a lot of people just shorten it to Umbra, which I is fun
mhm,
fact. Um, in choosing my current name, Amber, uh, I partially chose it because Umbra and Amber are very similar sounding, so that
mhm,
is partially where that came from, and that's
well,
mainly the story behind my name.
mm.
well, there it is. That's his name changes, as all of us did.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
I just now realized I skipped over one small detail in my story, but we can get back to that in a minute.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, but yeah, I really it's just really nice to kind of like um either learn or like be refreshed on like where our names kind of came from in terms of online presence. Cause it's just nice knowing information and stuff about my friends, my goofy fucking monkey brains.
We all had the same experience of choosing a name that we eventually didn't like because we
Mm-hmm.
were dumb kids and thought it was cool.
Gem,
uh,
you go.
I guess my turn. Okay, I'm standing up in the podium, and I'm gonna tell you kids, what we do.
I had
So,
a username.
my
Rampy
username.
Gem, tell us about your username.
I feel like we're all like at an AA meeting, but instead of like confessing to drinking or whatever, it's just hi, I'm so and so. Here's the story of my terrible username.
All our usernames suck and they should be changed.
Station.
It's just a presentation.
Okay, but my username, it's been honestly kind of the same username, but just changed up slightly. So, like all the way back in 2016,
Mhm.
actually no, not even
Oh
2016.
shit, that was like
The
15 years ago.
Yeah, oh, so long ago that I'm like aging and have a white beard. Anyway, uh, uh, like super early back when Minecraft Pocket Edition was a thing you should get. I remember I wanted to in Minecraft Pocket. If you want to unlock achievements, you need to make a Microsoft account.
Mhm.
I made a Microsoft account, but I asked my mom me, and I ended up making one. And but you needed a username, so I was
Mhm.
like, I don't know what my username's gonna be. I typed in the most 2014, 2015 username I could ever think of, and it was like XX Night Hunter with like the small X and the big X, and that was my username. But then I forgot the password of that account, and I never used that username again. So I'll move on to 2016, and I get an X, and you have to make a well, you have to get a username for your Xbox. And so when I first account, it gives me the name of Graded Gem 855 or a bunch of numbers. And that was my username for a short while until I began playing like Garden Warfare, Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare 2. I think I changed my name because I didn't like it, and I wanted like a
Mhm.
short, down to the point, like everybody can recognize that name, and I named it to uh Let Graded Gem.
Mhm.
My username for like a good while, for like
No, damn right.
3 to 2 years, and I just kept on using that one. And then after that, change it even more because like, yeah, it's cool, but like the name sense. Like, what's it graded and why is it let? So changed it. So changed it my username to It's Me Gem, and that was basically my username right now. But
It's
then
Mir
I made a
Gem.
Discord. Then I made a Discord account, and I was like, oh wait, you can just name yourself Gem here. Okay, cool. I'll just do that. And I put on like Twitter. It's like Twitter's so I couldn't get the name, so I have like this one on running joke. I don't do it anymore, but well, I don't really do it anymore. But I did this one joke where in a server, uh, to just like randomly get on and type R into the chat. I thought the letter R was pretty funny, so I just put the
Mhm.
username for Twitter. So that's why it's Mer Gem. Supposed to say it's me Gem. That's why. Yeah, that's basically the story of my username. Never changed from Gem, and I don't think I probably will, unless I make one or something.
Mhm. Or like your college is just like, you cannot have gem in your username or other precious metals or gems.
Yeah, it has.
Gem is a naughty word.
Yeah.
It's a no-no word on our campus.
You
All
say
right,
gem, it's like
River.
saying a slur.
You don't say
Don't
it.
say the G word.
Don't say it. You're gonna get banned.
You're gonna get banned from the campus.
I'm banning you from my
Okay.
campus Discord server.
Don't do it.
No.
Who
No.
has the ban hammer?
Okay. But River. What was the like the little bit that you left out of it?
When I was making my username Mark Fundio, the detail that I left out was shortly before I was going to make that username, my uncle had passed away, and I wanted to honor him in some way. And so when I was making my username, I took inspiration from his, which was Chris Fundio. And
Oh.
Mhm.
yeah, I wanted to honor both my grandpa and my uncle, and so I came up with Mark Fundio. I like mashed the two together. So
See,
Yeah.
now that's very touching, but it's not
That's.
funny. We need to be funny on this podcast.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that I can't live up to your standards, Amber.
Sorry, this
You're
is the
not
monkey
funny
brains
enough. You
con.
can't you
This
can't laugh at your dead uncle, okay?
That was low.
we're not the monkey. We're not the monkey hearts podcast. We're the monkey brains podcast.
Monkey hearts? What is that? What would that be like?
Like about feeling. Monkey hearts. It's
Are
just
monkeys
like.
known for being like really caring?
I mean, yeah. Look at
Yeah,
Harambe. Like,
actually,
like, or what was it? That one fucking gorilla Coco, who like took care of a kid in.
Coco? You mean the one from the movie?
I thought you were talking about the
Abuelita
YouTuber.
Coco.
Oh, Coke. I thought you were talking about. Never mind. Never mind.
I was talking about like the actual like gorilla Coco who knew sign language.
I was talking. I was thinking you were talking about a YouTuber.
Just like in sign language, this is a gorilla on the camera. Hey guys, today we're gonna be reacting to funny videos number 34.
number
If you
34.
guys,
That's a long-running series.
if you guys like the video, be sure to click the subscribe button and the like button. Every like equals one banana for me. from my enclosure
I
owner.
like how you say 34 episodes is a long time to do a funny videos thing, and then you have like channels that have been doing like try not to laugh challenges for way longer than that.
Maybe for like a gorilla, maybe.
I would not survive a day if I tried to do a try not to laugh challenge because I,
Hey.
by nature, am a
You are
giggly bitch.
so-
Like,
You are so giggly.
You would start up the you laugh you lose, and then you would be like, okay, first video.
You're laughing at the thumbnail before you even start.
You upload like a you try not to laugh challenge, and it's just the intro. All right, let's get right into this challenge, and then the video ends.
damn.
As soon as you click the
You
button,
guys have like zero faith in me, huh?
you said that you would.
Why do you
know.
think
Hey,
why do you
I'm
think your
giggly by
why do you
nature.
think your description is giggly bitch in our podcast?
That's true.
Is it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you didn't notice
Yeah.
that?
In the description of the video, you're listening.
Wait, for episode 1?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
Show
didn't.
me.
Just like
You
I thought it was
didn't-
just like
you
the
go to
channel
the
in
channel.
general.
Aren't you subscribed to it? You should be.
Yeah, you should be subscribed to the Monkey
I
Brains
don't think so.
podcast.
I
Send me a
featured
link.
This is
podcast on my-
treason. Subscribe right now.
I featured the
This is
fucking
treason.
podcast on my channel.
You didn't. You noticed that I didn't put your YouTube channel and requested that I did, but you didn't notice that I put giggly bitch on there.
I did not notice the giggly bitch comment, and I must see it now.
We have 43. We have 43 views on our first thing. Yay!
That's only because
Lot of
Akur
views.
retweeted the post I made on Twitter about it.
Yay!
I didn't think this was going out to people on Twitter.
I literally just like was like, I'll just post this on Twitter and just tweeted out shameless self promotion with a link to the video.
And then I commented, I put lasagna up my ass, or is it in my ass? I don't remember.
Somebody please help me. There's a lasagna in my ass.
So how does this work? We record on Saturdays and then release on because the video was released on what, Wednesday?
Sunday.
Monday?
Monday,
Sunday.
fun day, Sunday,
You know,
Sunday?
the day
Oh,
after Saturday.
Okay. So
Sunday, fun day,
yeah,
Monday.
no, there it is. Wow.
Sunday,
so
Fundy, my two favorite Minecraft YouTubers.
Shut up, you.
Shut up, you.
Shut up, you.
Will you close your mouth?
So how does this work? Fireball. What's that from?
I don't know. I just remember it from they put where that audio was over a video of someone lighting their car on fire.
Oh yeah, and then the whole like thing just exploded like.
I tell you the river. Do you little bonk one?
Oh, hang on. I got you. That's not it. Hang on, I'm sorry. I don't have the bonk on this soundboard. It might be on.
No. I mean soundboard. When you say like donk,
or like scout like boink.
Oh, bonk!
yeah.
Next time I need a salad. But yeah, it's a
Well,
it's a
anyway,
nice evening. It's a
What do you
nice
guys want to
evening.
say? What do you guys want to talk about?
Well,
I put the video's description on the chat.
well,
Soul is
so
the
that-
professional
that dude.
dumbass
and
as it should be.
unfortunately, this professional
Also,
dumbass actually is
the statement of living microphone composer is like, it's those words next to each other are like very ironic to me. It's just living microphone followed by composer. It's just
Yeah, I was gonna say that. So you're the you're like the dumb one out of the group. You're like the Scooby
Yeah.
Doo and Shaq. You're like
You know what?
Scooby-Doo
No, in this
combined.
context, I take it as a compliment.
Yeah, like,
I'm
you're like
the
You are-
technical
good.
one.
you are the most like mentally dumb person of the group. You'll never.
Thank you.
Yeah,
You're-
I feel like
the like we all have some sort of trope. Like I'm the technical one, Amber's the smart one, Gem is
Yeah.
Chill one, lazy.
Gem is
Fair.
the normal one.
Gem is the normal
The
one,
most
and then we have
reasonable one.
Soul, the big dumb stupid one.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I feel like you, River. You're like Brad. You put all the traps. Uh, Amber's Velma discovers who it is. And I don't know where I stand. I know that Soul
Oh,
just
if we're
goes
if we're
somewhere.
talking Scooby Doo, I could fill this out for you easy.
Okay.
Gem, you would be Fred.
Why? Okay.
Amber would be Velma.
I just reminded. I have interrupting you real quick. I was just reminded of a video I saw recently of Scooby Doo, where it's like a scene from the old cartoon, and it's Fred chasing a cactus, and he says, "Come back and fight like a man, you vegetable."
I know what you're talking about. I
Come
saw
back and fight like a man, you vegetable.
Zoinks! It's the gay blade.
So Amber would be Velma. I would be Shaggy. And no,
Soul-
sorry. I would be Scooby, and Soul would be Scrappy.
No.
Scrappy.
Oh.
Oh.
So you're
Rude.
saying Soul. So you're saying Soul is the hated one on our podcast.
No, I'm not. That's not exactly where I was going with that. But, all right.
You dick.
I just more meant that he's like that he
That means
tends
I'm
to get
evil if
himself
we ever
into
have a live-action movie.
situations. He tends to get himself into situations that
Where I
he
get
doesn't
under
quite know
fire.
how to pull himself out of. And Scrappy has that same sort of behavior, like come out and fight me, but like he's too small.
Come out and fight me, and it's like the 300-pound muscle.
God,
like an ego-filled like maniac who's like running at like the most like dangerous threats with no care in the world. Come on, put your dukes up. You don't look that scary.
Who do you think, like out of all of us in this podcast, who do you think would beat if we? Who do you think would win if we all just fought each other? Like free for all, free for all between us all.
I don't like fighting.
So you go to you
Soul-
went to the gym before.
I have, but not in a while.
He would know realistically either Soul or Gem would be the first ones
No,
knocked out.
I'm not.
First,
I'm like,
wait, first one's knocked down.
I'm like
Yeah.
super.
You
first
you
one's knocked down?
overestimate me, River. I would be the first one knocked down for sure. There's
I
no way
feel-
in hell I am not going
To
to
be-
be last place.
To be fair, I would not hit a woman.
Mm-mm.
That's
I'm like,
I
Okay,
would
cool.
not-
Amber, you want to tag team on Soul real fast?
Yeah, you're like the buff guy that would last, but you're also like wait, actually no, you're literally like Sonic Boom Knuckles. You're like buff, but
Yeah.
you're dumb.
so like himbo.
Just I'm
I
a
mean,
male
that
bimbo.
sounds about right, I would say.
Yeah.
I would fall first because I am like actually 107 pounds.
That is super light. Like one punch would send you flying all the way to like fucking Missouri. That is how
Break
far
me
you
off
would
a
go.
piece of that Kit Kat bar.
I would, yeah, you would snap me in half like a Kit Kat bar. That is exactly.
Oh my god.
I'm fucking Amber would be flying in the air like when Blocky punches the shit out of Woody in like BFDI. Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
No idea.
I know what you're talking about, but I've never watched it.
I tried to watch BFDI once, and I looked at it. I watched like a few minutes of it, and then I felt like this is like YouTube kid stuff, and I turned it off.
Yeah,
It's so good though. It's so good.
That's why. Yeah, people are like, "Oh, it's this show is so good. It just like it's really child childish humor and childish visuals and childish everything, but you watch like 50 episodes and then you get so entranced with it that it gets really good.
Literally, that was my experience. Like I saw it, and then by like 20 minutes in, I'm at the end of the series, and I'm like, wait, I thought it was been 20 minutes. What the fuck? Wait, what? It's like 1 in the morning. Ah, fuck it. It's the finale. I'm watching it.
Yeah, there's a bunch of other shows as well based around that. Probably because it's super easy to make them.
Mhm.
People call them object shows, which is weird, but okay.
Yeah.
Like not weird, but like, huh? It makes you say that. Uh,
Things
I
that
don't
make you
know.
go,
And plus,
Yeah,
it's engaging to younger people that because they don't know how to draw, so they're like, I can draw that.
yeah. Oh yeah, that's true. Though I will say that's like, I did try to get into it. I
Mhm.
think it's just too childish for me, which I don't say about a lot of stuff. But VFDI specifically was like, no, this is for kids. I'm not.
You're
I'm
missing
not with it.
out. You're missing
It
out.
reminds me of a lot of the like discussion around Bluey because Bluey is like
Oh
because Bluey is what I've
yeah,
heard about Bluey is that it's really good at discussing like topics related to parenting and themes about like relationships between parents and childs like that. It really does deal with a lot of topics you wouldn't consider and as like a kid show would have, and it deals with them well. But the thing is that it's made, produced, and stylized as a kid show, so it's really turn off to like some people unironically as adults watch it casually without having children. And it's that kind of vein of like, dude, Bluey is so good. Like you have to watch it, and it's like you look at it and like I would. The only time I would watch this would be if I had like a 5-year-old kid, and I was watching
Right.
it with them.
Um, but the thing is that between Bluey, which has like really amazing messages and shit like that, that not only goes out to the kids when it's like a kid centric episode, but also to like parents and other adult things and things like that when it's the message is about that. But it's the difference between that and a literal web series of inanimate objects fighting for a dream island with no like good messages whatsoever, because the whole premise, that's it. That's the premise, is that it's that with drama, like there's nothing else to it. It's just inanimate objects like fighting to win this like paradise, and like that's it. And the Bluey's like an actual like really well handled show that allows both children and parents to enjoy it because of its messaging and its looks and everything that is just suitable for a perfect family
Oh my!
experience.
I just remembered. Did you guys ever see like the alphabet animation that someone did one time, where that
oh yeah, that one's
like
so
the
good.
yeah like
Mm-hmm.
the anthropomorphic letters. Um,
Yeah.
that was a cool series, and I just got reminded of that now because Battle
Mm-hmm.
for Dream Island. Also, side note, I guess I could have guessed from the title. I didn't know that they were all battling for a specific like place, but
Oh, that
Battle
was
for Dream
fun.
Island. I wonder what they're fighting for.
what are they doing in that show? Are they couldn't be battling for Dream Island, could they?
No, that'd be preposterous. I bet they're fighting for like Ohio or something.
They're battling to see who's the best redditor.
So I'm gonna be real. I'm kind of like on the
To
same
get
page as
tickets to
Amber as far as
Bandana.
like you don't really like you look at the title BFDI, but no one really assumes like Battle for Dream Island, and
This is Battle
it's
for Dream Island in the original web series.
I know, but I've
What?
seen it
There's an
abbreviated to
original
be.
web series. What's the thing that came after it?
I
Isn't
mean,
it just a
after it's
YouTube
like
Isn't that
series?
same like
BF2 or like BF or like
There's a sequel.
BFDIDIB or like DIBF or
What is
like
that?
IDFB.
What the fuck
It's
are?
like
What is
it's like
this?
the
Some
new
Five Nights at
series.
Freddy's fan game?
it's the new series that's going on, which I haven't
So
been paying much
I just want to
attention to.
comment on the fact that we have. This isn't something that I expected to be doing in episode 2.
Yeah,
Discussing things that are like I
that are
I can't
marketed to
really
children, but are
categorize it as
actually
the
like
problem.
fun for everybody. Like,
I can't really categorize it, but I will say I didn't expect episode 2 to be leading into Bluey and BFDI.
look, we're monkey brains, all right.
Sometimes, like,
We
it's
keep the
like,
conversation going.
you know how like neurodivergent people, where that like they'll like hear one topic and then they'll like jump to like 3 different topics before landing on like some topic that seems unrelated to what they were talking about originally from any person that isn't aware of what's going on in their mind. That's like us, but like
Yeah,
vocalized.
yeah,
But
and like,
localized.
and
Did
if
you
you
say
listen,
neurodivergent? You know who else is neurodivergent?
My mom.
I man, I love regular show. It was a good show. I love Cartoon Network. I
We
also
talk.
really liked Uncle Grandpa. Wait, wasn't that on Nickelodeon? No, that was on Cartoon
God, Uncle
Network.
Grandpa.
But you know
Look,
what? I
I've
like
seen.
SpongeBob. Oh, that was a really nice one. Man, I need to do the dishes.
Yeah, that's about how it goes. The sponges, dishes. I gotta do this. You mentioned,
Man, I'm hungry. I need to eat.
yeah, you
I'm a very
mentioned
dish
Uncle
fan.
Grandpa. Dear God, I could never like. That's another show where it's like you could say that it's good. I haven't heard a lot of
Mhm.
people say that, but you could say that it's good. I'm not. I don't see it. No, the
You
only thing
don't.
Uncle Grandpa I watched was when I used to watch Steven Universe and they had the
And they
collab
had a
episode.
crossover episode.
Yeah,
Collab episode. I
That was the
remember
only thing
that.
you watched. You can't say
no,
it's not good then if you didn't watch it.
I've watched
No.
that's the I got okay. I got a
Yeah.
taste of Uncle Grandpa, and quite
you
frankly, I could, and quite
gotta
frankly,
taste. You were like
I
yucky.
like yeah. It's like I someone vomited on my plate and I ate it, and I was like, God, what?
I was gonna compare it to like doing the cinnamon challenge, but all right.
You know what? You know what Uncle Grandpa reminds me of? It reminds me of Mad. Anybody remember Mad?
Oh my God, mad!
Bad
I
TV.
love Mad.
Spy versus Spy.
Madness
Yeah.
Combat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Madness Madness Combat.
Let's go
Yeah,
back.
my boy,
Original
I'm a
animated
mad.
series.
I've never heard of Mad.
You
Mad was on the same channel as like Robot Chicken and
Yeah.
What's Robot
That
Chicken?
was Cartoon Network.
Yeah, okay, so it was Adult Swim. Yeah. I don't know how I
Yeah.
remember watching it, but I just remember watching Mad and they had like a bunch of parodies of like popular
Mhm.
shows and I'm like, I like this. I don't know why, but I do.
Yeah, it wasn't like one episode. It was like a culmination of different skits all together into like one episode.
Yeah.
And I really like that formula because it's just like it fed my mind so much dopamine. I'm like, oh my god.
Actually, let's just talk about shows. What did you guys watch? when you were a
I
kid?
have like a, so I didn't. This is a very trip, but I didn't watch a lot of shows, at least not recently, because I never. But when I was younger, I watched a lot of shows. First one, I mean, like
Mhm.
first ones I watched kids shows, obviously. But past that, I remember. I think I watched. I remember watching like some of the Pokemon anime early on, like scattered
Yes.
episodes.
Oh yeah.
Because I don't like I didn't think we had, I forget if we had any subscription service with like a bunch of episodes or anything. Sometimes we just, because they
Right.
had them on the official Pokemon website, I think. I do remember because I think my sister watched a lot of the Gen 4 anime.
Oh,
And
Ooh.
I
that's
remember
a good one.
yeah, I remember both of us, like at the time we tried watching the Black and White series, but we didn't really like it because Jesse and James were being serious and they weren't goofy. So we are like, I don't like this as
that's
much.
bad.
That was the deciding factor.
Yeah.
If Jesse and James are not doing goofy things and
If Jesse and
James is
James
wearing
are
a
not
bra,
monkey
then I'm done.
brains.
I can't do it. Oh my goodness.
But yeah,
Mhm.
the Pokemon anime was something I watched for a bit. I actually at some point I
Mhm.
like think I got into it. There would be like times a few years back where I would just like I would find an interest in a show and then like binge watch the entire thing in one sitting. Um
Mhm.
But I did that with the Gen 6 anime Pokemon anime.
Oh,
I watched
yeah.
that all at once.
Oh,
Uh
I
wait, oh, yeah, Gen
yeah.
6. Oh, never mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, X and Y.
Yeah, Gen 6 was an amazing one because the thing is that I didn't watch it all in one go like Amber did, but I did watch the whole thing through like 2 episodes like every like morning for like for like school.
Mhm.
And like just like sitting down eating breakfast like super early in the morning while like I'm ready to like get taken to school, middle school and high school. It was a like I really liked Pokemon X and Y. I especially like really liked I really liked Ash Greninja. I liked the whole like
Oh yeah,
dynamic between the two of them,
that was like so
Ash and like
like
Ash Greninja.
complete. Like I honestly, Ash Greninja was like the most like edgy
Yes.
like thing that like it like you wouldn't even know like how does that
Yeah.
even work in the context of like the rules of the Pokemon world, and yet it was so cool that you just excuse it.
Yes, it is.
like
Oh my
like it's
god.
like it's just it makes no sense at all, but it's just
Yeah.
like rule of cool. It's so cool, you just don't mind it.
Oh,
Exactly.
cool.
And the thing is that like a little bit later in life I started getting into competitive Pokemon and it turns out Ash Greninja's fucking cracked? What? It gets a free it gets a free boost to its special attack, physical attack, and speed but after killing an enemy, and that's not a stat boost, it's like a form change. What? Like this thing is like stronger than like any of the megas that were introduced in that generation. Like
Dude,
what? It's nuts.
special distribution Pokemon were like the coolest thing. Like yeah, like all those like
Oh yeah.
Ash Hat Pikachu's or
Or
stuff
like the
like that.
mythical Pokemon, like
Yeah,
fucking
I
Darkrai.
I
Oh
remember
man,
I remember
yeah.
I think it like there was like a distribution for a Genesect in
Mhm.
uh Gen 5 where
Ooh.
I wanted to get it cuz it was like around my birthday where it was given out. I did miss it unfortunately, but I do remember
Yeah.
somewhere in my messy ass room I have the card for it somewhere where it talked about the distribution. Uh the
Yeah.
distribution Pokemon were awesome.
They were.
Mm.
I loved X, Y, and Z. Now that you've
Oh
brought
yeah.
it up, you opened a whole can of worms for me. I loved it. Gen 6 anime. It's the most Pokemon I've rewatched because I'm pretty sure I've rewatched all of it like 4 times already. But it's so fun. I will say that it does have a lot of filler. Well, actually, no, less. It has filler, but not as much as other shows. I mean,
Right.
like Gen 4 has like 4 seasons instead of 3. So, uh, but God, it's so good. Specifically, X, Y, and Z. That's where it gets so good. And I
Mhm.
love the show. I love the finale. And you know what's funny? Uh,
Mm. Oh, it
Sadly,
is funny.
when I was a kid, actually this is a topic I want to discuss probably later on. But childhood crushes. Um,
Mhm.
I'm gonna say that when I was a kid, I did develop
Yeah.
a little crush on Serena.
Yo, me too.
Yeah.
That was me. That was actually that
Oh.
wasn't even the anime that did that. It was the games. X and Y
Really?
the games. Yeah, because I hadn't watched the anime yet, but you know that how
Yeah.
it be.
Well, I think the anime. I was like, I don't know why he
Yeah.
liked her. I think it was just because she had a. I don't know. Actually, I don't even know. I
He
think it
was
was probably.
Cute, cute girl.
Oh,
fine.
you know why? I think it was probably because like, oh, she gave Ash a kiss. Like, God, I wish that were me or something like that.
You saw because you were
I
like.
want to be Ash so bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
God, I wish I was Ash.
Yeah.
But
Oh my
oh
god.
yeah, going back to TV shows because we can get back to like childhood
Yeah.
crushes. But going back to the TV shows, same kind of time that I watched a bit after I watched Pokemon anime, I watched the original Digimon series. Was I
Really?
sunk a
Oh
lot?
God, don't get her started on Digimon, please. Amber,
Why?
I love
Nah,
you.
go off, Queen. Do it.
You have like an unhealthy obsession with
I do
Digimon.
not. I do not. I
Okay, Amber.
what?
As
What?
much as I love you, you do realize that you have made an entire website dedicated to this, right?
No, you
What?
dumb ass. That's Yokai Watch.
What?
I made a website for Yokai Watch, not Digimon.
Get your animes right, bucko.
You,
Right?
we're talking. Hey, for if you want to go that route, I did watch the Yokai Watch anime, but you know
Oh
what? It was only the
God.
first season because that's all they translated on Netflix, and I'm so pissed. But anyway, I'm talking about Digimon now. So shut your yap.
I'm sorry. I did a monkey. I'm sorry. I thought I
You did
couldn't
do a
remember what
monkey.
the website was for. I thought it was Digimon.
How dare you compare all Mon's games together, you
Goof up,
racist.
you monkey.
You know what? I am racist towards Mon games, okay? Digimon,
Anyway,
Pokemon, Yokaimon, whatever the fuck.
River, you're
anyway,
getting senile.
I know. Shortly after we post this episode, River was never to be seen again. She was somewhere at the bottom of a lake, like at the hands of Pokemon, Digimon, and Yokai Watch fans. Like,
Oh my god.
but
To all the
anyway, about
Yu-Gi-Oh fans,
yeah, so
my apologies.
Digimon. I watched the original Digimon Adventure. Um,
Ooh.
one thing I want, slightly off topic. One thing I want to do is Digimon Adventure. So it was like originally made in I think Japanese. Japanese or Chinese. I forget which. But
Mm-hmm.
it was obviously not made in English. But then it was translated over to English. But of course, like most shows, it was translated. It was like for kids, that did that. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of like very changed things, somewhat censored things, and so like I once tried like looking up, oh, like could I download the original episodes of it in like the original like being like subbed rather than dubbed, so I could get the original experience. Um, and the unfortunately I found a lot of answers were like, yeah, if you want to do that, you're gonna have to like torrent it or something. And I'm like, oh, I don't want to. That's too much of a headache for me to figure out right now.
Mm-hmm.
uh, so that was my experience with that. But yeah, the original Digimon, I watched that real young. I have a lot of nostalgia for it. It's in terms of like actually because I look at it through like rose tinted glasses because I love it a lot. But obviously the original series I think is just for if you're like going into it now without the nostalgia factor in it like and you have some sort of grasp on like good shows, it's probably like an decent show, nothing too crazy, maybe not terrible. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but for me, I fucking love that. I at one point because the first season has like 56 episodes. I binged the entire thing in one day at some point. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and so
My
it took like
God.
20 hours to finish the whole thing or something like that. Uh, so I just watched it the whole way through because I was just like, I want to watch Digimon again, so I did. Uh, and that was like very childhood shows.
Yeah.
The I think like the other ones that were kind of childhood. This is going to sound like very like arson, murder, jaywalking, but like
Aw.
the
Mm-hmm.
the like some shows I watched were like I watched I watched Steven Universe. I watched Gravity Falls. I watched Star vs. the Force of Evil, like the first 2 seasons. I didn't finish it, and I'm glad I
Oh,
didn't
okay,
because
thank
people say
God.
it sucks. But yeah,
Right.
so I watched those. I watched these animated shows. I watched Kill la Kill.
What? Huh? That's a jump. Oh my God.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, Steven Universe, kill a kill.
Oh my gosh.
yeah. That's why I said it's very arson murder jaywalk. Like,
At first I lolled and then I serious.
yeah. So like
Kill a kill.
my context for that was, so I had like, so there's like a Hulu Kids thing where you can set like an account to be Hulu Kids, and I had my own little Hulu thing that my mom had for me, and it had a lot of kid shows like like I watched, like I said, Gravity Falls, Steven Universe, stuff like that. But at one point, and the reason why I even got into Kill la Kill, because I watched Alpharad, and Alpharad
Ooh.
played the Kill la Kill fighting 3D fighting game.
This is fighting.
Yeah, but he played that, and he would talk a lot about how good the show was. So I was like, oh, they have it on Hulu. I am gonna ask to see if I can get my account turned off of kids mode so I can watch that. And funnily enough, I was I kid you not, I went to ask my mom, oh, could you like turn off restricted mode? And and she was like, why? And I was like, oh, because I want to watch Kill la Kill. And she was like, okay, sure. She didn't know what it was even.
You just told her the name and then she was like, alright.
Yeah, so
Forward.
I watched the entire thing in middle school, like 7th or 6th grade.
God. Oh my God.
Yeah,
Oh,
I think it was 7th specifically. I watched the entire show in 7th grade.
that's crazy. What the hell?
So that was, yeah, like my middle school show experience was kids show, boobs, naked
Yeah.
women.
'Cause that's basically what the entire show is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was like, because it's always funny to bring up like I've like animes I've watched or shows I've watched, because Kill la Kill is such the black sheep of everything, and especially at the age I watched it. It's just really funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
What else? Your turn, Soul. What did you watch?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, as I previously stated, the mornings I would wake up and watch like Pokemon X and Y. One of the shows that one of the my favorite broadcasting channels that I would like to watch is TLC, and I remember vividly, like very vividly, that um that I would like to watch like My 600 Pound Life, Mrs. Pimple Popper,
Ooh, this is Pimple Popper.
and I also like to watch the Food Network for like Cake Wars. Oh,
Oh my!
God,
Wait, you just reminded me. You just
Storage Wars.
you just reminded me. I talked about
Mhm.
this. I think I talked about this yesterday, or sometime where I used to watch at my grandma's house. She only had like a TV. She's very much not a technology person, so she only had a TV. And I used to
Mhm.
watch a specific channel called Cubo. Uh, and
Oh yeah, didn't we? You told me this one yesterday
yeah,
in,
yeah.
or
So
was it in
what?
VC or was it over DMs?
Over DMs where we, yeah. So
Mhm.
I used to watch Cubo because that was what was on. Like there was like other things like PBS Kids, but we went to Cubo for some reason, and that had like a lot of shows. I specifically
Mhm.
remember I looked this up, and I already forget. Do you remember? Because I said it to you. It was like um.
Mhm.
Oh God, I don't. I
Here I
don't
can let me
recall.
go to
Mhm.
let me go to find it. So the so like but basically Cubo, I think it was like I think it was like
Mhm.
38 channel 38.2. I don't know why I remember something that specific, but it was.
Yeah.
And the his and so like I had there was a lot of like childhood shows for me on there,
Mhm.
and the the biggest one that I loved a lot, which I'm trying, yeah, it was called The Mysteries of Alfred Hedgehog. Um,
Mysteries of
yeah, so it
I know
was
that.
a lot of
Mm.
shows on Kubo were like, children's edutainment stuff. The Mysteries of
Mhm.
Alfred Hedgehog was uh it was a bunch of, anthropomorphic animals, and you have Alfred Hedgehog and his two friends
Mhm.
solving mysteries of what caused whatever thing that happened, and the answer was usually like they'd find three clues and it would be like some animal, uh and it was like an educational thing about certain animals and whatnot, and like behaviors and
Mhm.
all that. But that show was my like absolute favorite, and I still remember the theme song. Theme song goes hard. Not gonna lie. Um,
Right.
Wasn't there? You said something in DMs about like for the cooking show where they would
oh
like if
yeah.
they went to
So
go,
so there was a
yeah.
cooking show. I explained this to River yesterday as well. So there was a cooking show. Um, very not like a specific, like obviously they teach you recipes, but there was also like entertainment factor in it. But they'd make like certain dishes, and but occasionally, as you would when you're making food, there would be like you would have to use an oven, you would have to cut things with a knife, and all that. But there would be
Mhm.
kids watching, so whenever something like that would happen, they would have like this little person pop up in the corner, and they would say something like, "Ovens are hot. You get a grown up," and and like they would do that for like every time that it was like something like that, like knives are sharp. Get a grown up, and we just we just found that so funny, and we just like made that as like a joke.
Mhm.
It was my. There were other shows. The only one I can mostly
Fucking
remember is.
the craziest, stupidest thought just came to my head. I was thinking of like Saul's a
Mhm.
crackhead. Get a grown up.
Soul's a crackhead. Get a rehab.
Soul's a grown up. Call the police.
Soul's Mexican. Call the police.
wow. Okay. Uh,
Well,
uh,
shit. If he's going, I might as well.
Motherfucker.
wait, hold on. Okay, so River, tell us your cartoons. Probably.
I didn't get to say mine.
Oh, okay. Continue.
Yeah,
Continue.
no, Saul
Okay.
wasn't exactly
I thought,
finished.
I thought you were done. Okay.
I
Continue.
wasn't. I got hijacked.
Okay. Okay. Then say what you wanted to
You
say.
say your piece.
So I
Alright, time's
will.
up. No.
Okay, you were like
So
you watched
anyway, I just
100 pound.
remembered something.
Oh my
Okay,
god.
you
So
watched your
the
1,000 pound life. What else?
and I was very much remembered. I was very much reminded of Storage Wars. That
Oh,
was one of
oh,
the biggest shows that I
yes.
watched, and I watched it with my family, and we all hated Dave.
Oh my god. Yes, me too. My dad. I used to watch it
Fuck
with my
Dave.
dad. I used to watch it with my dad, and my dad hated Dave as well.
Oh yeah, it was like
Remind me
it was
again.
like,
Is
shut
Dave the guy
up.
that goes, "Yup"?
I was like, shut up.
Yeah, yeah.
I honestly
But,
have never heard of this show.
Really? Oh, my fucking
Storage Wars is
favorite
good.
dude was Barry Wise. That was my favorite fucking vendor.
We
He
used
had
to
all this
watch.
antique shit, and it was like really cool.
Yeah, we
What's
used to
your
watch.
profanity?
We used to watch Garage Wars in the. What's the one where they go to
Storage Wars.
the pawn shop? The pawn shop one also.
Oh, oh yeah, that one's just called Pawn. I think it's just called Pawn Stars.
Oh,
Oh
Pawn
yeah,
Stars. Yeah.
yeah. We used to watch those two with my dad.
Yeah, and I would also catch up on like things like what was like Hell's Kitchen,
Oh.
Mm.
and also MasterChef. But I only watched those for like a little bit because I was more in like I was more in I was more like focused on those types of like baking shows and stuff like that. But it still looked really good. And as a kid, you're also watching cartoons and shit like that. But I think something that a lot of people don't really know, or a lot of people don't really expect from a kid, is that I'm a boomerang kid.
You're a
I grew up. I grew
Oh,
up watching Boomerang, like the Flintstones, the Jetsons.
You
Trying
know,
to
it's
remember
funny.
some
It's
other
funny
shit
you
from
say
there.
that because that is apparently a show that my mom used to watch,
Yeah, like
and she's like 50.
in those fucking shows, they were on Boomerang, and I would watch them because like Boomerang's cool. It was always because I used to watch it with DirecTV. It would always be in between Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon. I'm doing hand gestures for this, so I also know what I'm talking about. And
Oh shit!
uh,
Everybody, watch out! He's busting out the hand gestures.
and on
He's waving
Boomerang,
his
it
hands
just
like no tomorrow.
like not only was it surprising, is it surprising to people that I tell, but it was kind of surprising to my family because it's like I'm supposed to be watching shit like SpongeBob and the Rugrats and things like that, but like no, I'm watching shit that like they were watching when they were growing up. I'm just like I'm there. And then I get off from the TV and I go and I start playing with the pots and pans and color coding all of my toys and like I don't know, I was a weird kid back then, and that was definitely one of the
I
weird things
used
I
to
did.
color code my toys.
Yeah, I got all of my Hot Wheels that my parents would buy me, and I wouldn't play with them. I would put them in a whole row, completely coded by color, and to my best judgment, making an entire like rainbow gradient across like the room. And then after that, I would grab the
Soul,
pots and
soul,
pans and
soul,
I would
soul,
play
soul,
with
soul.
them. Yeah.
Speaking of Hot Wheels, do you remember those ones that were like, if you put them in hot or cold water, they change color?
Yes, yes. No, it was like just water contact, I believe, where like it was one color for one point when it was dry, and then and it would turn to another color when it was wet, and it also came
Right,
with those
right,
like
right.
built-in like water splashing fucking like
Mm-hmm.
tracks from Hot Wheels, where like you had like the track set up and you went pew and the car went pew and it went around in like hoops and loops and fucking running around the track and stuff, and then it would jump through a ramp and then it would jump through the water and then it would change color, and that was like the commercial like shh and boom boom boom, and like that was just fucking it was a trip as like a little kid seeing that
I just like
after like.
unlocked a memory for Soul.
Yeah, and that always came around the summertime where they would also like advertise like the 50 like water balloon fucking hose packs where like you put it at the end of a hose and it fills every single water balloon at the same time.
Oh,
You remember?
those.
I don't know
Uh,
why. I don't know why, but you talking about that just reminded. I hate to interrupt you a second time, but I just was reminded of that I watched Fetch with Rough Ruffman, which,
no,
which have you guys never heard of that show?
no, I have
It
not.
sounds vaguely familiar.
oh,
Yeah, so it was this old I think it was like a PBS Kids
Mm-hmm.
show. Um Something like that where it followed the obviously the main character Rough Ruffman, this orange dog, uh
Yeah.
where he has like this game show with like six or eight kids who go out and who like do like various challenges and stuff, and it came was on for 5 seasons. I only watched the fifth
Mm-hmm.
season. um but man, I forgot completely forgot about that. I remember I watched I recently
Yeah.
watched the Defunct TV did a video on it, and
Yeah.
I was just reminded of that.
Yeah.
TV's pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway,
Anyway,
Yeah. Um. And then other than that, I would watch the occasional crime documentary about like murders and
Fucking
like
50-50.
non-consensual things and also like laundering and like exportation of drugs through illegal means and things like that. But other than that, that was really it. And Judge Judy too.
Judge Judy. That's good.
Yeah.
bailiff, whack his pee pee.
all right, River. Tell us about your fossil age show. I'm kidding.
I am going to strangle you one of these days, Gem.
No,
I'm
no,
going
no,
to
no.
send you to the
See,
moon.
see, River is currently in her fossil age.
Yars.
Currently.
The correct assumption would be her prehistoric age.
Exactly.
Prehistoric age.
Yeah.
I'm starting to fossilize.
No, I think you've already fossilized.
So I'm
You're
just a
buried 6
skeleton.
feet under.
Oh, okay. I guess I'm in the ground now. Do I get a tombstone at least?
No,
No, you don't.
you do get a pile of shit though.
A pile of shit.
Just a dog walks by and takes a crap.
Dog log.
Dog log. I'm about to unpack some shit real fast.
Don't do
Your
it here.
log?
Fuck. I'm just kidding.
Wait, what did you say, Amber?
I just said your log.
My
Don't do
log.
it. No.
So I watched
Unpacking
a
your
lot, a lot of cartoons and TV shows as a kid.
Mhm.
Most of them ranged from stuff that was on Cartoon Network to Nickelodeon to a couple of things on Boomerang now that Soul brings it up. So I'm very familiar with like The Amazing World of Gumball. There was trying to think SpongeBob. Um, a bunch of shows that I don't remember names to off the top of my head, but
Mhm.
and then when I believe it was when my grandpa had On Demand, I got into a couple of anime, specifically Sonic X, and that's how I got
Oh,
into. That's how I got into.
Sonic Underground. Sonic
No, buddy,
Underground.
different
nah,
show, buddy.
that's the wrong one.
Different cartoon, buddy.
Sorry, I was remembering the Sonic show where like it was like Sally Acorn and like all of his parents and all
Oh,
of his
that's
family turned into robots like
that's
via.
Sonic. What was that? Well, I don't
That
know.
was like Sonic. That's Sonic Underground because there's the fucking pink and like green hedgehog too.
Yeah, no,
That are
that's
there.
underground.
Yeah, this was the gotta go fast, gotta go faster and faster, 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 faster.
Gotta go back. Gotta go back.
I am one of the people that never got into Sonic and still haven't.
Yeah, good. Keep away from the fandom.
So yeah, no, stay like file a restraining order against the fandom.
Yeah.
I follow I follow people that are Sonic fans, so not
Yeah.
because not out of
And-
like I wanted to follow them not because like I wanted to follow them because of Sonic. I just happened to follow them because like friends I knew them for various reasons.
Mhm.
Mm.
Like but yeah, that's the only reason why I ever see Sonic on my timeline. And that's about other than the time where the Friday Night Funkin' community had the whole Sonic.exe boom.
Yeah.
Dear God.
Dear God.
Shining Cat EXT.
So I believe, well, I got into Sonic the Hedgehog, specifically Sonic X through 4Kids. God, I hate that show for censoring so many things. And it was like, it was little things too. They changed like a billboard in the background, or maybe just like one or two lines of dialogue from the characters that like didn't quite pass regulations but would still get the message across. It was very dumb things. I know Naruto being on 4Kids was like, it was a scene with Rock Lee where he had alcohol in his system, but they didn't want to specify that it was alcohol, so they changed it to grape juice.
What is this, Ace Attorney?
Apparently, very dumb. Yes, phone, I hear you.
Yeah, hola, Juan.
Hola, phone. Um, And then right alongside the cartoons are actual TV shows that I watched with my grandpa mostly. I got into the Andy Griffith Show, MASH. Trying to think. There
Mhm.
was also Pawn Stars. Um, what other shows? And what am I thinking of?
What are you thinking of?
Yeah.
God River.
The answer is
Andy Griffith
nothing because you're
Show.
a monkey brain.
Apparently, my brain just
Devolve
hung
to
up the
monkey.
It's
devolved
become
to monkey,
monkey
hung up the
mush.
phone mid call. I'm sure if you gave me a name, I'd be able to tell you what it was, but
John. Edwin.
no, no. I meant
Steve.
a, no. I meant more like the title of a show, not.
The Simpsons.
Okay, but yeah, The Simpsons, but that
The
was
Simpsons.
but then I never like got to watch the adult programs until I started spending the night with my dad.
Right.
So I would when I would go, see my dad for like the weekend or whatever. Um, I got to stay up super late, and I also got to watch the Adult Swim channel, which is how I got to love Robot Chicken, Mad,
Oh my god.
and there were a uh, couple of other, couple other shows on Adult Swim that I got hooked on.
My god.
South Park was another big
Oh
one.
god.
Oh,
South
that's a.
Park. I feel
Ooh.
I've honestly like most of my South Park experience has been, for one, my parents watched South Park. I don't know if they still do, but they have in the past. But modern South Park fans, I have no comment. I follow. So I one person who used to be a mod on the subreddit Discord server. Uh, they I follow them for that purpose on Twitter. And they're currently doing a lot of like South
Mm-hmm.
Park stuff, and I'm just like looking at it like just like, huh? Like so I've seen all I think like out of the South Park stuff I've seen in the past 6 months, half of it has been something about Craig X Tweak or whatever.
Mm,
And
Yes, the Creek ship.
uh, you know about this, do you?
we do.
Oh, I do, I do. I'm not a fan of it, but yeah, I'm aware.
Yeah, I am. My needless to say, um, I have. Like I think I will. I don't think I'll ever watch South Park for the main reason that if I do, I'm just like, that's too big of a can of worms for me to really jump into in any capacity.
Mm-hmm.
That's true for like
Um,
a lot of kind of show adult shows. Like I feel like that's also the case with like Rick and Morty. However good the show may be, like you get into it, you're just kind of like, if you
oh,
watch that show,
I,
you have to
I,
like not engage with anyone else about it.
uh, I love, I love Rick and Morty. I didn't get into Rick and Morty until like way later, until allegations started happening against the.
Rick Rior, what is his name? Is it? No, that's not Rick Riordan. That's a completely different guy. Or is that the first name that popped in my head?
Uh,
Um,
what was his name?
Mm.
Uh,
I don't know.
I forget what his name was. He was like the the guy who basically did all of the directing and
Yeah, he did the voices for Rick and Morty, both of them. Was it? No, Justin
I
Roiland.
He was yeah,
Yeah,
because
Justin
he did
Roiland.
both of the
Yeah,
voices.
Justin
Yeah.
Roiland. That was him.
He did the voices and most of the scripting,
Yeah, I
and
remember. Or you continue, actually.
I was just gonna say there was a point where when the new workers would come in, he would be like super childish, and from what I understand, he put a recording device on a remote control car and would drive it around the office to get in on people's conversations from a distance,
Wow.
and it was like the dumbest thing ever.
I was gonna mention. You know what I remember? Uh, my exposure to Rick and Morty was fucking game theory.
Really?
Yeah, like the film theory stuff that he did on Rick and Morty. Like, good God. uh, dude, game theory is like uh so like I don't even know how to describe it. It's like you kind of just have to go into like into a game theory video. Like, if you're not at least if you're familiar with the series that he's talking about, you have to go into it with like with like the sense of he might most likely be just spewing nonsense at me for like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
It's he has such a funny way of like, here's all of this information, like here's all of this loose information, and then towards the end of the video it's how all of that information ties together.
I love those like out of
Mhm.
context things where it's like he'll be talking about some a random topic and then it'll just suddenly switch to like him to like talking about something really completely unrelated. Like I think my favorite one is like the where he it's like a Dora the Explorer thing where he's like uh Dora and Boots and the viewer all chant swipe or no swiping and you know what this resembles? An exorcism.
I think my favorite example of this is like nature and how nature's economy this and this, and that's why I believe Minecraft wolves are like an integral part of society.
I remember like the thing about where he's talking about like how smaller animals tend to have bigger letters, while larger animals tend to only have like one or two. The Ender Dragon.
Oh my goodness.
It's that stuff is so funny. I just love game theory from like a very like absurdist entertainment thing. Like, I think I have this kind of mentality with games or shows where I'll go into them with like I do like it could have bad writing, like objectively bad writing or stuff like that. But if I just like
Mhm.
don't really care too much, like I just kind of roll with what it's doing, as long as it's not like annoyingly bad, then I
Right.
can still have fun with it. It's like something being so bad it's good. Like, it's entertaining in its absurdness in a way. And I think that's what game theory kind of has to be for someone. I think like people kind of get too hot on Matt's trail with how he does it. And like, I don't think I really blame him. I don't think he's ruining things by making a bad theory. I don't think
Mhm.
like even with his absurd amount of like FNAF theories where every single one is like something even more batshit insane or whatever. I don't think it's ruining FNAF or ruining the story or
Mhm.
anything like that. I think it's just you have to take the theories as sort of more of an entertainment idea than like something that you should take as gospel for the game story. Like
And
his
let this be known, it is just a theory.
it's
Yeah.
just a theory, a game theory.
It's
Uh,
just a theory. A
a
guilty.
game theory.
Making a religion.
But there's one thing that's interesting is so Markiplier. He did at one point, little like
Yeah.
he did
Hello,
like three
everybody. My
episodes
name is
of it, and
Markiplier.
then yeah, he did like 3 episodes of it, and then like stopped. But he did, um, he did a like Power Wash Pals where he played Power Wash Simulator with a few other people.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and he had one with Jack and then Ethan, but then he also did one with Matt, and I thought it was kind of just like an interesting like look
Mm-hmm.
into Matt Pat's philosophy of things. Obviously, I can't recount it because it's been like a few months since I actually watched that, but I thought it was interesting, and I think like Matt, I think like Matt Pat is people take him a lot, give him a lot of shit for you know bad theories or and stuff like that. But I think like he's not a he's not a bad person. He's just making like maybe like dumb theories, but he's not a bad person. I don't think he should be criticized as a bad person unless
Oh.
if there maybe there's something I don't know about that he did. Actually, that reminds me. So uh so one of my friends, we had the random idea like at some point where we just hopped in VC and like chose some random game theory episodes to watch. And one that we happened to pick was we watched a game theory episode, a Pokemon episode where he taught where the theory on if Nurse Joy is a Pokemon, which was pretty absurd. But
Oh,
we
Oh my God.
laughed our asses off so hard at shiny Nurse Joy being the darker skinned one from Orange Islands. We,
yeah.
that was the funniest shit. We had to pause the video. We were laughing so hard at that. And you know what was even funnier was I think it was his Deltarune theory. We also watched that where his Deltarune theory was and then it like one of his Deltarune theories where like at the end of the video there were two possible theories he had and you could go to one or the other. And my friend was like, I swear to God, if like it was a Gaster related to Gaster. And my friend was like, I swear to God, if he says that Gaster is Toby Fox, and he did.
Dun, 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 dun. Hey everybody, it's me,
Finally,
the
a
dog.
worthy opponent. Jesus, are you okay?
You're dying.
I um
You're okay or you're dying?
no, I'm sick.
Okay.
I said this earlier. I said we were talking about our bios for the podcast, and I said, this what is it like this like official dumbass is sick as fuck. I've been so sick for the past like few days. I don't know what's going on. Like my allergies have been kicking my ass. Like stop it.
Stop it.
Stop it! Like, stop
Yeah,
it!
stop
Please.
it.
Stop it! You're making me cry. Not emotionally, but like, I feel so stuffy. Please. I like how there's gonna be people listening to me going, "Oh my god, stop it!"
Sickness breakdown.
Just kidding. But
breakdown, aim and break.
Oh, I love breakcore.
I like
I've never-
breakcore, but I can't do it, so I don't like it as much.
I've never listened to breakcore. Not gonna lie.
It is a trip and very, very, very like fuck. I'm trying to figure it out. Like, what's the word for it? Where like it's a very like it's a very specific like genre for someone to like.
Like it's you have to be a specific kind of person to enjoy breakcore.
I suppose so.
It's
Yeah.
kind of like drinking LaCroix. It's an acquired taste.
God, I've
It's an acquired. Yeah, there you go. It's an acquired taste.
LaCroix is like would if you like carbonated water, you'll like LaCroix. Why do they call carbonated water club soda? By the way, why is that a thing?
I don't know.
Like
Carbonated
what?
water.
I don't know.
What
Yeah,
clubs
people
said?
make
soda.
What clubs went and said, yeah, this is our soda.
Mhm.
It's
it just,
like when I think of club soda, I think of just like a knockoff Pepsi or something. Like,
yeah. I it just I've tried like pure carbonated water before, and it's just like, ugh. Why would you drink this? Just get like actual soda.
I like the way it feels in my mouth.
The soda feels the same way.
Yeah,
They're
but
both
I don't
carbonated.
have. Yeah, but you don't have all the syrup, and you just have the carbonated goodness, all the
It
bubblies.
tastes like shit.
You taste like shit.
How do you know that? You come into my room sucking on my dick at night?
We all taste like shit because humans are not supposed to eat each other. Bam! Cannibalism
Fish are
solved.
friends, not food.
Continues to eat fish taco.
I'm going to like smash cut to me with a fork and a knife, like ready to rip into soul. Like we'll see about that, bud.
Rip and tear until it is done.
Don't do it, please. I have so much to live for.
You live to you live to be River's dinner.
That is a horrible way to live.
What, don't you want to be?
River would
isn't
eat
it?
Dennis Quest.
We all know that your lifelong dream is to be inside River. Okay, so
What?
Is not true. You are actually
Maybe don't
wrong.
phrase it like that. Maybe don't phrase it like
I
that.
can phrase things however I want.
And they will be interpreted as such, and
I bring a
Which-
sort of sexual energy to the podcast that my podcast mates don't like.
It's not even. It's just straight up wrong.
All right, which one of you dipshits gave her freedom of speech?
The government. I don't know.
I stand by my First Amendment rights.
Man, I like the 19th century better.
I'm patriotic.
I'm just gonna.
I'm gonna leave. I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna leave. I'm not gonna leave.
I hate America.
Never comes back.
I
Oh
think
my
America
God,
is
I'm an
falling apart.
Have I not been set to my voice mod microphone this whole time?
No.
No. She's been chilling.
Well, I don't know.
Let me fix that.
Uh-oh.
For the love of God, do
Okay.
not put on a voice changer during the podcast. I will.
No, I won't. I won't. I just realized that I haven't been connected to my voice mod microphone and the. Wow! I'm pretty sure I just had a stroke there.
That's all, folks.
And I've been. Hang on. So, Amber, can you just like stand in front of me real fast?
If I stand, it'll be too revealing.
Wait, what?
What?
River.
Anyway, hey guys, how's the podcast going?
We're monkeying around. We're being monkeys. You know, I want to actually have a monkey one
Wait.
day.
You know, I just remembered because we were going to come back to this, but we never did. Childhood crushes.
Yeah.
I
Hey, Jem, did you even like tell us what TV shows, like things you were into?
oh yeah, did you?
No, I don't think I did. Wait.
Okay, before we get to
Finish your
that,
thoughts?
No. I just started playing cool math games and I forgot.
Okay, I do have a childhood crush, but mine is more like obscure.
lay it on us. Lay it on us.
Wait, I was gonna say, what would we let Jim talk about his shows?
Let River go. Let River go.
All right. Let's get mushy. Let's get mushy up in this bitch.
Let's get
Who would
mushy.
you French kiss?
French kiss.
Anyway.
So, when I started watching some shows like uh on what am I thinking of? Cartoon Network? No.
Mhm.
I don't remember if it was Cartoon Network. No, I think it was 4Kids. I don't remember. All I know is that it was on demand.
Uh-huh.
And I was really into Bakugan and Beyblade. And this I'll just give you a her name is Julie from Bakugan, and this was my childhood crush.
Oh, whoa.
Mm.
Hmm.
Ooh.
Design.
Ooh. Juicy.
Don't say that's probably a minor. That's probably a minor.
I'm saying juicy as in like tell us the
Don't say
tea.
juicy, please. It's so bad.
That was fucked up. I'm gonna shut up now.
You know what, Soul? Come here, buddy.
No, I don't want to go over there. No. No. Stop.
I want to look back at someone.
I made a mistake. I know I did. Stop it. Oh my god. Oh, that actually killed me.
You're dead.
You're dead.
I'm a soul. But
Oh,
you keep
come
going.
back,
You keep
soul.
going, River. Unless you're done. Cause I fucked it up with a bad fucking. Yeah, judge
Why
You're
are
a
you-
terrible person.
I'm a horrible person. I deserve to not be in a position to have an opinion. But you know what?
Think
Fuck
of-
it. We all.
I'm trying to think of like. Oh
Yeah?
yeah, there is indeed fan art of Bakugan characters. No kidding.
Well, yeah, it's
Duh.
Bakugan. Kid,
Another this another one wasn't exactly like a crush per se, but I just thought he was edgy and really cool. What was his name?
Shadow.
Everybody had a crush on
Yes,
Shadow.
Gem. It
Random-
was Shadow.
You know, random thing that you just made me think of. My mom knows someone at work who goes by the name Shadow, and I'm not kidding.
What?
What? Shadow works for your mom?
Works in the same store as my mom, but
That's
Okay,
Do you want
this
to
character
with
here.
that?
Come on, Image.
The
There
woman
you go.
carries on aisle 12.
But this is Shun, and he was the definition, kind of the same level as like Shadow or Falco, where he's kind of a dick. He does his own thing a lot, but
Right.
he is a good guy. Like
It looks really edgy.
Soul,
Yeah.
what you just said.
No.
I can't.
Anywho.
Soul, I can't watch that. I'm the one recording.
I know.
Anywho,
Yeah.
were there any more childhood crushes, or was that the only one?
If I think of any more, I'll get back to you. But Julie was my childhood crush.
All right. Then, Soul.
You want me to talk about childhood crushes?
Yeah.
Do they have to? I'm trying to think. I'm guessing it has to pertain to like the media.
Yeah, we're not asking you about your 7th grade sweetheart here.
Well, 8th
We're
grade
asking
and
about your
also-
7th grade fictional sweetheart.
Okay. I'm gonna be honest.
You wanted a wet mouth kiss with this character, but you couldn't.
Uh,
Stop it. Cynthia from Pokemon was a baddie. On God.
That's true. That's true. You're actually partial for that.
Like, there's just no doubt about it. And then you know what? Fucking I'm trying to think. Like Jessica Rabbit was like a major hottie. Like, have you ever seen like Who Blamed Roger Rabbit? Like, god damn, when they were playing Patty Cake, ooh! You can watch the video. They're legitimately. You can watch the movie. They're legitimately playing Patty Cake. Movie is Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
You really wanted to pat her cakes, didn't you?
Oh yeah, no, as a kid, definitely. Yeah, like absolutely. And then I'm trying to think. I had some more. Trying to think. Um. A song, and I feel like I'll be weird.
No, say
Say
them.
it. It's a childhood crush. Like you can say like who you liked as a kid. Duh.
Not gonna lie, like super young, watching like Sonic Underground, Sally Acorn.
Oh well, there it is. I mean, like she. I mean, like she does have like
Yeah,
super detailed curves for like a Sonic character.
well, I'm not. What really got me was
This
the
was
eyes.
also the
What really got me was the
Sonic.
eyes.
I believe this was also the first Mobian character to appear without like
Much clothes other than like her
much
jacket.
clothing.
But
Yeah, you got the vest, and that was about it. Like,
for me, it was the eyes. Like, god damn, why did they have to give her such fucking banging eyes? Like, calm down. Fuck. She's a Mobian. God damn. Fuck. Chill.
Sal's jealous right now.
I just okay, not
wait,
to,
I was remembered. I was reminded of one.
Oh,
Yeah.
tell.
Now that we're talking about Mobians.
Uh,
Don't tell
One more-
me. She's. Don't tell me. She's like. Oh, she wants that Chaos Emerald, huh?
Is he tall?
I feel like Soul knows where I'm going with this.
Yeah, I think I know where I'm going with this because like River was like, it was like, I know where this is going without answering my fucking question. You go ahead. I want to know. I want to know.
You know what? You take a guess first because I want to see if you're right or not.
Rouge the Bat, no doubt.
Fuck! Was it obvious?
For real?
Yeah.
She was the only fucking like Mobian like in the first like appearances that like wore like a chest plate.
No, yeah.
And then like a lot of like people on the internet like made a big thing about oh she has boobs.
Yeah.
For me,
Please, Bayern.
Bazinga! Those zonkers are bonkers.
Stop talking.
Oh my
God.
Oh my god.
Massive Dahuka Bankaloos.
Massive ton of hunger cougars.
Oh my god. Oh, that also reminded me of another crush. Yeah, you guys know the fucking like tall. You know the Bandicoot girls from like the racing games, like
Bandicoot?
yeah, like
Are you
Crash.
gonna
Like, there's
say, like,
Crash
what's her
Bandicoot.
name?
Not his sister, but not his
I
like
was
little
gonna say
sister
Coco
Coco.
Bandicoot.
I'm talking about like the other ones, like the other like the other bandicoots that are like that like at the end of like when you at the end of like the racing game, like after you like finish racing in whatever place you finish in, the top three, there's the three characters that won, and then there's also like those five girls that are right there, like by the winners. They're like tall, and then they have like I don't know why, but like they kind of freaky with it, you know?
Okay.
Are you just talking about the background characters? Like,
Yeah, no, like hold on, like I think her name is like Tawana, like Bandicoot or something like that. She has like long yellow hair and then has like the same type of like fur color and like nose formation as like Crash Bandicoot, but like a little bit smaller to like make her more like quote unquote attractive. And then also wore like a pink shirt and like blue like blue like short jeans or jorts.
Oh,
jorts.
Your
Yeah.
okay. I
That
don't
was
think.
one.
No. Okay.
Uh, Mrs. Incredible. I forgot to list that one.
Well, of course.
She got that
Mm.
wagon. Damn, no wonder she got 3 kids.
uh,
Oh, like,
That's
oh my
fantastic.
Oh
so much.
yeah. So she's got the pink top and then like
Yeah,
booty shorts.
yeah, the booty jorts, and then
Booty jorts.
there's some other ones. Like I definitely did like see Serena as like attractive, but I don't think I fell into that same type of like minor fixation with them as I did with like some other characters that I've already listed. Not gonna lie, some of the My Hero Academia baddies are baddies. I don't remember any other names though.
Huh.
And then I also watched Food Wars, and you kind of already know how that goes. Yeah. Um, I think other than that, yeah, that's. I'm not gonna say that one. Yeah, that's it.
No, say it.
Which
Now I'm
one?
curious.
Say it.
Watching SpongeBob for a while.
Okay, where is this going?
Okay, now I gotta know.
No, I feel like a creep. Okay, so Sammy's a bad bitch. Like what?
Well, you know what?
Texan cowgirl who can like kick ass. She basically did the Pokemon Battle Tower with the fucking jumpsuit, like Kill Bill. Like you can't deny that she's a badass
Yeah.
and a baddie.
All
The
right.
younger you are,
You know
the
how many
more
nuts she can fit in her mouth?
the young.
She's a squirrel. She can do a lot. uh,
So you are a sad little man.
I'm gonna cry and pass it off to someone else. Amber, what are you? Wait.
I think you've given a lot of weird ones, so, but I think I have the most embarrassing of the bunch.
Really?
Huh?
Possibly, I don't know. Depends on how you see it. But so I only remember a few. One obviously being Serena.
Yeah.
Uh, and that was from the games, not the anime, of course. But I don't remember a lot more. I'd have to look back at other games and shows that I watched to really like see. But I don't think I had especially too many. But so I used to be a big fan of Five Nights at Freddy's.
Uh-oh.
And
Oh.
I especially liked Five Nights at Freddy's 2.
Oh.
And
Oh, here we go. Now we're getting
now this is
somewhere.
not going in the direction that you expect.
She's such a bad
Because-
bitch, though.
No,
Shit
this
out of
is
that
not
one.
going in the
I
direction
know
you
where this is
expect.
going. I know where
Because
this
it
is
was
going.
because it was Toy Bonnie.
What?
That was the biggest, like.
They had us there in the first half, not gonna lie.
I was like, it's either Toy Chica or Mangle. I did not expect Toy Bonnie.
You know
Wait, Mangle?
why?
What the fuck? Why did you
Yes.
say Mangle? I mean, obviously, if anybody watching this
she got
secretly likes Mangle, like, I mean,
she got smashed from me smashing too hard, if you know what I'm saying.
Is it Mangle like a he or no? I thought that was like canonical.
Mangle's gender is yes.
You know what? That's fair.
But you
They
don't
got
know
their guts
you want to know
rearranged,
the reason.
literally.
You want to know the reason why it was Toy Bonnie? Yeah, I will admit, yeah, also Toy Chica, but that just had less of a shock value. So, but yeah, you know, Toy Chica, obviously. But you want to know why Toy Bonnie?
I want to know.
It was because, so obviously I basically only watched like Mark and Jack play through Five Nights at Freddy's 2. But on one of the, I think it's one of the party room cameras where Toy Bonnie has his his face up to the camera, like really far. Why are you laughing?
I'm sorry. I just imagine like Toy Bonnie's looking at the camera and there's just boom, boom, boom. Like this feeling now. Let it go, wow. Let it go, let it
Oh my god.
No, I'm not like judging you. I just thought I thought that was really funny. This is like a really funny scenario. I couldn't get it out of my head with a rose in his mouth.
But okay, so
Yeah.
continuing on to what I was saying,
My fault.
so that one shot of Toy Bonnie where he's in the camera really up close, he has very noticeable eyelashes, and this was what I thought was, oh, Toy Bonnie is obviously a girl.
Oh.
Ooh.
Yeah, so
He's a twink.
Yes, that is what Toy Bonnie is. Toy Bonnie is twink icon. But yeah, like I genuinely thought Toy Bonnie was a girl because he had eyelashes. So I was like, so I had a crush on Toy Bonnie as a result. And I remember I actually had like a mini argument with some of my friends, like back in 3rd grade. Like, no, Toy Bonnie is a girl. No, what are you talking about?
Oh, good.
And you know what? You know what's funny? I remember, me and a few other friends were into FNAF and all that back in like 3rd-ish grade, and I remember one of my friends, because I thought that the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 came after Five Nights at Freddy's 1 sequentially. Obviously, it doesn't, but I thought it did at the time. And one of my friends was like, no, it doesn't. And their reasoning was because in the Living Tombstone's Five Nights at Freddy song, in one of the in like an animation someone made for it, they put FNAF 2 before FNAF 1, and that was their reasoning for why they thought that 2 was a prequel. Which I mean, they were right, but for a dumb reason.
Supposedly right. It's just a theory.
And we're back to talking about game theory.
Oh yeah.
Actually,
shit.
Partially on that topic, do you remember? Did you guys ever see the first FNAF theory that he ever did?
I do not remember. It's like, what could they get here today?
The first FNAF theory that he ever did was, okay, so Five Nights at Freddy's is based on a real life murder in a McDonald's.
Oh yeah. That's what his first theory was. Yeah.
Yeah, where a guy hid in like a McDonald's and then killed 4 people, and one of them went limp, which would represent Golden Freddy. And
I think didn't he play dead?
Yeah, he got shot like in the jaw and then played dead. And then
a girl hiding in the bathrooms representing Freddy.
Yeah. Um, that was an interesting theory. Back in
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
old days of remember his real and fake boobs in gaming video? Wasn't that a time?
Yeah.
I,
It was.
what?
You didn't know about that?
No, what?
Yeah,
I
so
didn't know.
really old days of game theory. Matt Pat made a theory about boobs in gaming. Related talking about like boob physics, like do female characters in video games have fake boobs or real boobs or something to that
Yeah.
effect. And it was like,
Mhm.
what?
He
What the
also
hell?
he also calculated the length of Luigi's linguini.
Oh yeah, that was more recent.
Yeah, that was more recent
Yeah,
though.
he calculated the length of Luigi's Italian pasta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, send me this video, please. For
Uh, after the
For research purposes, of
research
course.
purposes.
you can watch it after
Uh,
you can watch it after the podcast.
yeah.
If you really want, if you look, we all
I think we
know
could end the podcast now. Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
we all know that you want to you're really hankering for some Luigi's spaghetti and meatballs.
Yeah.
Amber, you don't know me.
Like you don't.
I might.
No, I don't think you do.
I might.
What?
I don't think you do.
What about you,
don't
Jim?
Want, you don't want
Who are your
the
childhood crushes?
Luigi Slong?
My childhood crushes.
Guys, I want to know.
I think when I was a kid, I think I only had a crush on Serena. Well, actually no. I swear I had another one, but I can't remember. Um, it was like I liked Serena because she was cool, and
Right.
it was the sole fact that she kissed Ash. That was probably my entire reason.
Hey, you're like,
Women kissing.
Yeah, yeah. That was basically me. But I can't remember really. A lot of other shows where I actually did develop a crush. I don't. I guess. I think I might have had one on Star from Star Versus. Shortly, because it was small. Because they had like a small bit where they like had her with what was his name, Marco. That was his name.
Yeah, that was his name.
Yeah, it was Marco.
Yeah, that was like probably the small. Probably I had one, but not for long though. Uh,
Mhm.
uh
Man, I think actually saying that, I might have had a crush on Star. I just don't remember it all.
yeah, I don't know. I swear, River. River was talking about hers like an hour ago, and I was like, oh, I remember this one, and I forgot about it completely.
Mhm.
Uh, um, who else did I have a crush on? I swear I had like more crushes than other ones, but I can't remember right now.
Yeah, I can.
I'm like
Here,
Mhm.
I'm like blanking out.
I have a mini story while you're remembering. So, there was like a point in time where my sister, who, um, she mentioned like to me at one point that she had her own, like childhood crushes. One of them was Meta Knight from
Really?
Kirby, and keep in mind she had not watched the anime at all. This was just game Meta Knight, not like sexy accent Meta Knight, like normal ass
Mhm.
Meta Knight. And I find it funny because she's lesbian. the the fictional versions of genders tend to be more idealistic than the real versions, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Uh,
But
I'm
Duke
trying to
will.
remember.
Yeah.
I swear I don't remember. Maybe if I
Really?
talk about my childhood shows, I can probably remember because that's probably
Mhm.
where it was. And after all, I never said anything. But I was never really a Nickelodeon kid, nor a Cartoon Network fan either. It's
Mm-hmm.
just I didn't watch them a lot. I did watch a lot of Disney though, Disney XD and Disney Junior sometimes because my brother watched it. That was like my thing. That was what watched. And shout outs to my boy Kick Patowski. He was like my
Kick
man.
the task. No shit.
Yeah,
Uh,
that was my man. I had a whole like I think I actually did
mm-hmm.
try and cosplay him once because my father made a
Mm-hmm.
Patowski helmet out of like a bottle. I don't remember, but he made a helmet and I used to wear it and it was cool.
Isn't his helmet literally just a skateboarding helmet?
I think so. It's like a white helmet with a red stripe in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. And I remember I have like the whole main theme memorized. I loved
Mm-hmm.
they had like a whole place. It was like an abandoned like construction site where they just laid there and had like a TV and a bunch of garbage and food. And his friend, I think his friend was named Gunther.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Gunther. He was also the cool one, and he was like the Viking kid because his whole family was made up of Vikings. Uh, what else? Ben 10. That was also a big one. I used to love Ben 10 and watching the original series. There was like the original series, and then it was the one where they grew up.
Mm-hmm.
Then oh god, then they rebooted it. Nah, no. There was one further on where he had like a white Omnitrix, and then they rebooted the show to like the modern kids looking one, and I don't like that one. But
Mm-hmm.
I love the three original ones. Those are the ones I usually watch the most. Used to watch the most. I even had like a Ben 10 watch, which is a toy that did noises, but I wore it all the time, and I think I even wore it to school. And what else? What else did I watch? Never watched SpongeBob. I never did
Mm-hmm.
watch SpongeBob, and people consider that a sin nowadays. Uh,
Yeah, I've never watched SpongeBob either.
No.
yeah,
But the
that,
newer, I heard the newer seasons are good though.
the newer episode.
Yeah, I've heard they're really good.
I've heard mixed receptions on the new episodes.
Well,
The
I mean,
newer
like
episodes are
the
garbage.
newer ones. Like, there's like a whole like middle era of like the SpongeBob. It was just like where it's like complete shit, from what I know.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say I have never watched them. I only watched a few of the original episodes, like the one where SpongeBob becomes like a caveman. I remember that one.
Mm-hmm.
I've only watched like a few episodes out of season one. But back to back to Disney XD. Uh, I guess I just watched all like the edgy like skater boy shows. Because I also remember watching Randy Cunningham, Eighth Grade Ninja. I love that one.
Oh.
I loved Randy Cunningham, and I am always so mad because they never finished the story. It got canceled before they could even finish it. So,
Uh,
and I got mad about that. But that was he was also really cool. I watched Randy Cunningham. I remember when I was super young, I watched the show called Art Attack. No one remember Art Attack?
no.
No. Okay.
No.
It was like they had like it wasn't like actually like animated. It was like this guy. It was like sort of like Blues Clues type thing. It was like half animated, and there was like a human like host. Like the guy was just like in a suit or like wearing some kind of wacky outfit, and they just kind of it was kind of like the show for kids to like watch and make art because they were like, okay, kids, so if you mix blue and red, you get purple. And
Ah.
here, yeah, and it was like that. And like,
Yo.
here's how you paint a beautiful sunflower or something. Um, What else did I watch? I tried to watch. Oh, I remember one Kit versus Cat. That was another one I
Oh,
watched.
Kid versus Cat. That was a good one.
Kid versus Cat.
Yeah. Uh,
Oh, wait, can I just real quick intercept real quick with
yeah.
saying
Go
a
ahead.
quick crushes Sam and Cat.
Sam the cat.
Oh,
Sam and Cat from well, Sam and Cat.
I don't remember that show.
I do. I know what he's talking about.
um, what else? What else? Camp Bottom Lake. I remember that one. A camp, or I don't remember what it was exactly called, but it was like Camp Bottom Lake, and it was like these kids that get shoved into a camp that's like full of monsters, but they're pretty nice, and it's like and then at the other side they have like the rival, like, oh, we're like fancy and like super rich kids that have like a
Mm-hmm.
cool uh um we have like a cool little camp, and I remember liking that show as well. I watched all of it.
Oh.
uh yeah. um Phineas and Ferb. I can't really go
Oh
without saying
God, I
Phineas and
love
Ferb.
Phineas and Ferb.
Yeah, Phineas and Ferb is just kind of like the one I always watched. There wasn't a moment where I never didn't watch like Phineas and Ferb.
Yeah, I love Phineas and Ferb, dude. Some of those songs are still so good.
Oh
Dude,
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
ain't
There's
got rhythm.
104 days of
Got
summer
Rhythm.
Ain't got
vacations.
rhythm is still like a really good one.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Um,
Dude,
I remember.
wait, imagine Monkey Brain's karaoke night.
ugh, God, please no.
Oh,
Oh.
that'd be horrible. um, I remember in Phineas and Ferb. I remember I always got like I had like this weird pit in my stomach because it felt so weird during the
Mm-hmm.
movie, right? To the second dimension movie,
Yeah.
where like Phineas and Ferb had like they finally saw that Perry was like an undercover spy. I was like, oh, that's so weird. That's so weird. That's so weird. And I actually felt kind of sad when they had to wipe their memories at the end because Perry couldn't be like known as a spy. What a yeah. So that was Phineas and Ferb. I love that one. I never did actually like
Mm-hmm.
cosplay. I guess I was a little bit of a cosplayer when I was a kid. Um. Oh, what else did I?
Guys, I'm so sorry. My grandma came in and was like, "You want to go down to the snack machine and get a soda?" And I was like, "I'm still doing my podcast."
We could finish. We could finish if you want. I haven't eaten since like something like 1 in the morning.
Oh
Or, like
God,
actually not like 5 in the morning. I haven't eaten
dear
anything,
God, get
so
food
I'm
into
like
your
starving right
system.
now.
We are at 2 hours 16, so bit of
Oh,
a
that's okay.
Shorter.
Um,
shorter
I
episode,
think
Um.
but you know.
I think I'm gonna tap out, but
All
I
right.
don't want this. I don't want this to be like just because I'm tapping out. This means that we're stopping. Like,
No,
if you
yeah.
guys,
I'd say to
Yeah.
stop. I'm hungry too.
Yeah, and I got some business to attend to right now.
All right.
But how long has this been going on for?
Like
It's
two
two
hours.
2 hours 17 minutes now.
Hell yeah! All
Good
right.
all
good
right,
hour
let's.
less than last time, but you know,
You
we
know
make
what?
do. It's still entertaining for
Hell yeah!
the
Fine.
viewer.
We're
Thank you,
still being
beautiful viewer.
monkeys.
We're
Still
monkeys. We're
being
brainies.
brains.
Monkey
Or
brains.
monkey brains, brain monkeys.
Our brains melt
Yeah.
out of our ears. Monkeys. Ooh ah. Everyone say. We're so dumb. Tune in next time. Next episode. See you
Bye
later.
bye.
Bye
Bye bye.
bye.